Welcome to Never Done Projects. Yeah, that's the name. We are the original, silly little YouTube channel on your internet machine. The best you've ever seen. Hit that like button now. Subscribe for a while. Comment what you think is true. Join our members crew. Only $4.99 a month. That's a steal. That's a steal. On the wall by the road, you'll be a part of our family. No religion talk, no politics here, no controversial junk, no fear, no outlandish stuff, no way, just good vibes every single day. Don't need no inappropriate conduct here. No time for stupidity. And always try to have a good time and make yourself happy while doing something today you can smile about tomorrow. Only $4.99 a month. That's a steal, that's a steal.
Well, hello everyone. Look at Eric. Daddy with a capital D said good morning. Hello, Justin. Glad you could be the first today. Christy says, come on, Paw. That's right. I'm hurrying right along, trying to get everything going. Can't get my ass in the mood today, I know that. Jane said, Justin, Pops, and hi, Christy. Daddy with the capital D said, just saw you moved everything around. Yeah, we got to... Wasn't thinking. I wanted to get on this, finishing this up, trying to finish this office up, and I just came to the realization that I'm going to be here all by myself next week. So I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do for the members' walls. So anyway, yes, we moved it around. Christy said hi, Jane, and all the NDP friends. Jane said hi, Justin. Just that boy can't say hi to me. He's probably done gone. Mike said, Jane, I'll say hi. I have done forgot it. El Pancho says, Jane, I'll say hi. And Jane said hi, Mike. I did like it though. I thought it was cool. I think a mosquito got me. Cootie says howdy doody. Hello, Cootie. Hope everybody's doing well. 13 people in there, 7 thumbs up. You mean tell me I got 13 people in there and I ain't got but 7 thumbs up? Really? Jane said hi, Cootie. Don't cost you nothing. Mike said there may be stickers coming someday. Cool. I want to see it on the car. I think that'd look cool. I can't get comfortable. I think a mosquito got me. Beth says, why are you going to be by yourself? Randy goes on vacation Saturday. He's I think they're going to the beach. I thought they were going to Tennessee, but I guess they're going to the beach. So he'll be gone all week. Beth said, and hi all. Jane said, hi, Beth. Look at there. Jane's number 1. We don't see that very often. Y'all screenshot that. Why am I not comfortable today? Jane said, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Man, it's slow today. What's going on? Beth said, well, don't get too lonely. I'm getting used to being by myself. I just told Randy I hadn't even thought about it, but I guess I need to be coming up with some type of a list to get some footage while he's gone. It'll be just me. Beth said, hi, Jane. Chris said, maybe I'll get invited next week. My desk is right behind you. Talk about talk about some MDP products. No, there don't have to be an invite. I've told everybody the same thing. You want to be a part of here, you know how to get here. And invite's automatically there. Jane said, what you get done today? It's too hot to do anything. I didn't get anything, Jane done. Jane, I had to do a heat run. I got off a little bit late time I got here. And Randy's having problems. That's the reason Randy's not here. He just went home. He's having trouble with his washer. And he went and bought another one, and it's doing the same thing that the other one was doing. So now it might not be the washer, it might be his power cord. So he's took some stuff from here to go home to see if he can figure it out and see if he can get the washer up and going. He's just not had very good luck. He's been in a down and out mood because it's one thing, that's like the third appliance that's went bad and done the same thing. And now he might have just bought a washing machine and didn't need it because it's doing the same thing the other one did. So I don't know. He's got to go home and figure it out, I guess. Jane said, I just read that. Sorry. And like I said, Tom, I got all that done, and I didn't get anything done. Country Boy Outdoors said, what's for dinner tonight? You know, I do have some leftover wings from the other night. And I think I got 3 or 4 of those, and I don't know if I'll eat those or beefaroni. And I'm going to leave right after live and go. I'm out of ice cream. Y'all know y'all find that hard to believe, but I'm going to go hit the store and buy me some ice cream. I am out. Cootie said, had a long day. Work was exhausting. Sorry, was using the bathroom. Are y'all having bad air quality due to the Canada fires? We're not. We're not that close to Canada to get into that I know of. If we are, I don't see it. Chris, I had a chicken sandwich for my dinner. Chris said those are old. Yes. Well, I ain't got 3 or 4 left. That'd be good. That'd be all right. Chris said, I'll send you an ice cream sandwich. Stat, there you go. I eat one. Now, don't get me wrong. Randy does have ice cream sandwiches down in the freezer, but I like my big bowl of ice cream. We was talking about that the other day, growing up, how we used to do it. Daddy used to get the whole half a gallon himself, and then we opened the other one and third it off between Mama, Christy, and myself. But that's how we eat ice cream growing up. Chris said wings. Yeah, it took me a minute. You have to remember I got fish memory. I'll read something and I'll forget I read it. But like I said, there's only about 3 or 4 left. They'll be all right. They've been in the refrigerator. It ain't like I'm going to get salmonella or anything. It's just chicken. Mike said, I know how R3 feels. If something's going to go wrong, it will. Makes you wonder why you try to work on anything some days. That's the way the whole week's been, Mike. This has probably been... It's probably been one of the worst weeks I've had in a long time. As y'all see, I missed the other night live and a video, and then I still wasn't over it last night after live, and I put the video out, didn't even check it, so it wasn't in VR. So we had to take it down, put it private, I think he put it back out for the day, or I don't know. I don't know what he done, but I know that we put it on private because people don't like seeing it in VR. Brandon says, hi, how are you? I'm doing a lot better now. I got one more day, and then my weekend starts, so I'm not complaining, that's for sure. James said, Chris, it took him a minute to figure out what you were talking about. Yeah, like I said, I'll read it and forget all about it. James said, hi, Brandon. Beth said, I'll make homemade ice cream when we come in October. That's a date. I'll take it. If your homemade ice cream is anything like the food you cooked when you were here, take it. I love homemade ice cream. and the time it takes to make it with everybody around. We'll have to make sure that we get a few more people involved in it, so we have a big old crowd here, I hope. Cootie said, I'm sober as a goober today. Gopher today. How sad. Well, it's good to let it dry out every once in a while. It's just like a washcloth. If you keep it wet all the time, it'll start smelling. So let it dry out a little bit. Your liver will be glad. Brandon says, you're not in the office. I am in the office, Brandon. It's just we have moved it around. The office is still here. I mean, the members' wall's still here. We just opened up the door in the back. That was at the office. The desk was back there. And we put the air conditioner back there where in that hall so to open up more room. We're trying to expand out a little bit here so that the t-shirt and the 3D printer will be in that little room there, and we got a place for everything. Everything's stacking up here in this office, and we're getting too much shit in here, so we're trying to get it where we can get it in that room and be a little bit more organized. Jane said, give your liver a rest. Yeah, that's what I say. Cootie says, you right, sigh, but it's no fun. Well, don't let that drinking be a crutch. We can all have fun right here without the drinking. Carlo said, what's up, y'all, Pops? Whoop. Hello, Carlo and Papa Renzo. Jane said, hi, Carlo and Papa Renzo. Cootie said, that my sign I made for y'all once I send it. Yep, I got to make sure I got room for it. I've seen a picture of it, and I think I know where it's going to go, but like I said, I want it to go up and be right. I'm tired of looking at this office halfway. So you never know, that might be what I'll work on while Randy's gone. Lotus said hello, Lotus. Brandon said, where is Randy today? Working? Nope, he went home to work on his washing machine. We thought it went out, but now we plug it up here and it works. So he may have some type of a power issue going to the washing machine. I don't know if the breaker's gone bad or if the plug-in's gone bad or what, but he's took some stuff here and went on home. Kind of depressed, but maybe he'll get home and get it figured out. And he's going to be by himself, so I hope he don't get shocked. Lotus said, hey, Jane, Carlo, and Cootie. And what's up, Big Randy? Hello, Lotus. Carlos says, hello, Jane. And what's up, Lotus? Jane said, hey, Lotus. Then how did the dentist go, Carlo? Mike says, hi, Carlo. And how's Lotus today? Brandon says, am I the breaker? Am I the breaker? Tell Randy. I'll tell him. Cootie said, hello, Lotus. Carlos says, been up all night working on my 8th scale pan car. Put a Norris Memphis 21 black in the running Nova car. All right. I Smoke Sour Baby says, hello there. Long time no see. How's JT going? Can't stay long. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. Well, hello. I'm doing good and hope you are. Thank you for stopping in. And I hate you can't stay, but hello. Welcome. Lotus said, welcome. Lotus said, Lotus, okay, long day in the sun, but just came in from swimming in the pool. Very refreshing. Yeah, that would definitely make it a lot nicer. Carlos said, sup, Mike? Lotus said, I smoked that sour too. Smoked Sour Baby said, I had to change my name formally. Brandon said, tell Randy it is the breaker. I got mine replaced this year. Well, I told him that's what it is. He's took one of them little red meters home, and I told him it's like it's not giving it enough power. So he may have to change the breaker, which is what we done here with the welder. It kept, every time I'd fire the welder up, it tripped the breaker. So we put a new breaker in it, and it worked. It seemed to do a lot better. But I will tell him, Brandon, thank you. Lotus said, Cootie, need to smoke some and give her liver a rest. Carlos said Dennis was scary. Jane, I was so anxious and didn't even touch the sides. Was anxious all day. I bet say, Carla, that's the way I feel when I go. I hate the dentist. Cootie said, me so tired. Woke up in the middle of the night because I smelt nothing but smoke. Thought it was a house burning, but nearby, but no. You know, it's kind of funny. We grew up in Mom and them smoking, and to today, if I get worried about something on my mind or something like that, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, can't smell nothing but smoke, and it's just that memory of growing up like that. And that's all I can figure, but I can smell the same smell that I did when I was growing up. They'd get in there playing canasta, and it was a big group of people at the table, and we'd be in there watching TV. I mean, I about had to go get a butter knife and cut a hole out and pull it out so I could watch TV. I would sit there and keep turning the volume up so we could hear the TV, and they'd get louder, and then all of a sudden they'd all quit talking at one time. Then I'd get yelled at for having the TV so loud. Lotus said, that sucks. That was the best name ever. Jane said, it's I Eats. I hope that's not who that is. Randy will be disappointed if that's I Eats and he had to change his name. Mike said, breakers are easy to replace. Call me and I'll walk you. Well, we replaced the ones here, but I bet he don't have one at home to replace what he needs. So he'll probably have to get the information to go get him one. Smoked Sour Babies. Apparently my former name was offensive. Carlos said, what if I change my name to Eats? I Eats the Muff. Yeah, there you go. Lotus said, did your name get canceled? Randy Graves said, you staying safe from that Trump. Yeah, I hear you. Christian said, true story. It is. We used to, it was so funny. We would sit there and see now Christy in here, she'll tell you about the time she sat on the go-kart and it about took her head off. I was telling that story the other day. Every time we had to work on that go-kart, she'd jump on it. That damn thing took off. She about run under the trailer. I thought she was going to get her head cut off. Jane said, oh man, I hate it. You had to change your name, Eats. Man, Randy is going to be very disappointed. Mary said, it's hot and stormy here in Hot Spring, Arkansas. Well, hello, Mary. Hope you're doing well in those storms. Ferry says, no one cares, big boys. No, we don't do that. We do not do that. We all one big family here. I care, Carlo. If you want to change the name, you can change it. We'll all have a good time. Jane said, I love playing canasta. It's been so long, I don't know if I could play, but I know they would always get in there. Carlos said, WTF, are you Ferry? Like I said, we don't do it. We're not going to get in the back and forth together. I don't want to have to time neither one of you out, so let's don't do that. We're here for positive vibes, not bullshit. Lotus said, great, Randall is already depressed. Yes. This has not been a week for us, I'm telling you. Smokey Sours, I'm in New York. Everyone gets offended easily. You know, I had a conversation with a very good friend of mine this morning about people getting offended so easily, and people need to stop it. I mean, good God. Lotus said, can I time Carlo out? He would love that. No. We don't do that. We're not getting on that. Lexus not showed up yet, so I'll do it. 14 people in here, 20 thumbs up. Thank y'all. I like the thumbs up. Cootie says, you know we're here for you. I know, Cootie, and like I said, when y'all reached out the other night, us not being live, like I said, that means the world. Chris said, guys, stay tuned next week. We are going to tell stories about Big Brother. Oh, Lord. You never know what's going to be told about me next week now. It'll be lies, I promise y'all that. It won't be no truth to it. Jane said, East Coast people are a bit rude. They brag about it. I can't stand rude-ass people. Carlos said, you'll probably give me an anxiety attack, Lotus, now that you, now do you want that? Lotus says, you don't ever let me have no fun. You take it too far. James, oh my God, Christy, I can't wait. We're not be telling no. It's got to be true stuff, and I did nothing but good stuff in my life. I have to tell you a couple that see. Oh Lord, that's gonna be fun. Lotus said maybe wouldn't be the first time. Cootie said they both be really dumb though. I missed something. Jane said, Cootie, I've been to both, and I can say they're both about as offensive. How did I just read that I missed? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I got it. Duh. Maria says, hello, Maria. I hope you're doing well. You evil person with an E. Carlos said, Lotus, I'm better looking than you. Okay, I got the Ritz with the colored girls. Chris said, what? Jane, invite your friends to tune in. Maria says, how are you guys? You know me. If I was doing any better, I'd have to sit on my hands, keep waving at everybody. Mike says, hi, Maria. Lotus said, hey, Maria. Cootie said, Maria, hello. Carlos says, hello, Maria. Maria says, evil with an E, about like liars with the A and I mixed up. But we won't talk about the negativity. Jane said, East Coast and West Coast, equally opportunity offensive. I think it's, well, never mind. I better not say that. Lotus said, Dr. Evil Maria. That's right. Jane said, hi, Maria. Maria said, there's a show called Annie with an E, but for me, it's evil with an E now. And I'm going to start spelling liars with the A and I mixed up. Maria said, Randy style. Hi, Jane. Hi, Jane. She stuttered. Look at her. She said it twice. Truth Maker said, what's up, everybody? Hello, Jacob. Hope you're doing well. Maria said, everybody makes mistakes. So, yeah. I made one, and what happened? Jacob said, hi, Jane and Maria. Jane said, Maria, you trying to get my attention? Lotus said, Maria, do you have sharks with freaking lasers on their heads? Cootie said, everybody has those days. Yes, and yes, they have. And if y'all know me, if I don't have my glasses on, you never never know what kind of spelling I'll do. I'm already bad at it. Jacob said, what's up, Lotus? And Maria said, no, Jane. What, Lotus? I don't see Ryan. Jane said, Christy, you here? So that's what I was telling somebody the other day. They don't understand why I get on here and read the chat like this. There's a lot of people that have the chat on, but they don't participate. And if they hear their name or something, they know that there's something been said about them. They can come back and respond. Maria said, who's Christy? Maria, Christy is my sister. She's the one that's Christy Skipper. She was in here a little bit earlier. Lotus said, Dr. Evil has sharks with laser on her head. Jane said, Christy is Pop's sister. Jacob said, "Look out, Bigfoot behind you, Major Look." That's right. Lotus said, "Have you not seen Austin Powers?" I don't think I've ever watched that movie. Marie said, "Oh, I didn't know she is a subscribed now." Yeah. Maria said, "Where is she?" You mean in the chat, or where is she? Heck, she ain't but about 15 minutes down the road from where I am right now. But she'll probably stop back in a few minutes. Carlos says, "You haven't seen my girl Lotus. She's pretty as F." There she is. Christian said, "I'm here, guys." She probably went to get an ice pack. She's had some problem with her back and a couple surgery. I told y'all about it. Wasn't it Cootie said your boyfriend had scoliosis? Christian said, "Moving from South Carolina, folks." Yep, she's finally moving back home. Jane said, "Tell us a pop story." Let's see. Maria said, "Christy, I need to ask you a serious question." Oh, Lord. Cody said, "Yes, he does." That's what I thought. So does my sister. Maria says, "Are you bald like him, or do you wear a wig?" Damn. Lotus says, "Yeah, you can make those AI girlfriends pretty cute, can't you?" Dang. Cootie said, "Maria, that is rude." Change it, rude. Carlos and Lotus, you on fire tonight. We were just talking about people being rude up in the what was it, East Coast? Lowe's said, "Natural born smartass." Who just said, "Lord have mercy." It's a roast in the chat, so I'm freaking out. Maria said, "Because if your hair is good, I don't know why he complains all the time about having hair. My hair's fine. I just don't want it. I don't like it. I like not having hair. Matter of fact, this right here is getting so dang long it's aggravating the snot out of me. I don't like any facial hair or any hair at all. I just get tired of shaving this part. The only reason I have this. And I don't complain. You're the one that complains. I don't want to hear that. Carlos said, "That's okay, Lotus. I'm rich in love and slow in anger." I don't know about all that. I've seen you go off pretty quick, Carlo. Lotus said, "He is too lazy to brush it, Maria." There you go. Maria said, you have the same jeans." Well, I think she wear Lee's. I wear Levi's. They're different. Cootie said, "I think seeing Pops with a full head of hair is a scary sight." Maria said, "I thought so." Carlos says, "And I can hack." Chitty? I can hack Chitty? Lotus said, "You're rich in love and slow in nitro." Cootie said, "He gets rid of his hair and has more room for freckles." That's right. Maria said, "Now, Christy got scared and leaves. She thinks it's live for weirdos." Well, that's a pretty straight up weird question to be asking somebody, but Maria said, "I agree with her on that." Jenny says, who's saying, "Maria, we all weirdos." Mike said, "Pops, would look good with a big bushy afro." Oh Lord, I'd hate to have to deal with that, especially after wearing a damn hard hat all day. That thing I have a hat hair. I don't like it. Cootie said, well, Maria, you came out of the blue asking if she's bald, LMAO. Jane said, Lowell, and round glasses, yeah. Look at the 80s disco fro. Jacob said, there's you know where's their light. Maria said, all of us except Jane. Chris said, go ahead, Maria. She asked a hell of a question. You'd have to go back and read it. Hollywood Stream Sniper says, hello, sir. Hello, Hollywood. Jane said, in bell bottoms, I think that is the ugliest pair of pants that anybody has ever designed. Bell bottoms. Oh my gosh. Jacob said, dang, autocorrect. Good, because it didn't make sense to me. Mike said, that's it, Lotus. Maria said she didn't hear the question yet. No, she didn't. Chrissy said, sorry, guys, I am traveling. Oh, you're not at home, you're traveling? You already headed back to the beach? Cootie said, and he chokes on a pistachio. I like to have some pistachios. I'm eating Smarties. I'm getting smart, Cootie. This is my second pack. I'm fixing to start on the third one. Woo-hoo! Mike said, that and bell bottoms, high heel platform shoes with fish in them. They say, you want a muck? Maria says, it's okay, Christy, if you're busy right now. Jane said, oh, Christy, you're driving. Just listen. Don't pay attention to us. Pay attention. Just don't chat. Mike said, don't forget the pastel shirt with the white patent leather belt. That's right. Chris said, thank you, Miss Jane. Hollywood said, sir, I have a lot of respect for you, and I look forward to watching your streams for a long time. Please don't take this as judgmental, just a personal observation. I mean, oh, I'll get to it in just a minute. Let me get down. Cootie said, oh gosh, not the Smarties. Jane said, you can't chew pistachios with your teeth. I can. I shouldn't, but I can. Maria said, he's trying to be smart enough to write evil. Long as I know how to spell liar. Hollywood said, one thing I try to do myself is reduce my sugar intake because I believe sugar can be really harmful. I just wanted to share that in case it's ever helpful. Wishing you the best and looking forward. Hey, Hollywood, I 100% agree. I do know that I need to do a little bit about it, and I do need to stop my sugar intake. If you've been part of the channel for a while, you see the snacks part stacked up back there. That's one of my addictions. I love my snacks and my candy and stuff. So, and I don't like to work out and exercise. So you're 100% right, and it's not. I'm not taking it personal or anything. I appreciate the information. Hollywood said, too many more. Lotus said, Carlo, I am just picking. Lauren said, what's good? Oh man, our bunch is good. Sunshine's out. That's better than the rain. I know we need it, but I like the sun better. Jason said, what would you rather visit, Ireland or England? Be honest with you, I'd like to do either one, or both. I would love to get out of this country and go see other places. Jane said hi, Lawrence, and hi, Hollywood. Lawrence said hi, Jane. Jane said hi, Jason. Maria said, Jane, tell him not to bully my writing. Don't make that face while I'm reading your comment. Lawrence said, must have snacks. Yes, I agree with you. I believe I'm missing some of my chocolate intake. I've been popping these little chocolate candies that we had left over, and I took a bag with me. I ate them all today. I think I need me a Snickers bar. Jane says, are you saying I shouldn't send any more snacks? Are cheese and crackers gone? No, I am not saying don't send no more snacks. No, not at all. I actually bought another box of just cheese and crackers. Randy took the one box home, and I think the only things left is cream cheese and chives, I believe. I think there's 2 or 3 of those and one peanut butter cracker. That's be all the crackers, and I don't know what Randy's got left at his house. And I was at the store the other day and bought some the yellow cheese crackers. So I like to have stuff like that in there because that's. Let's see, what have I eaten today? All I've eaten today is a taco meal. One of the $5 boxes, just one taco, one burrito, and some cinnamon twist. So that's probably what's wrong with me. I need to eat some more. Maria said, yes, Jane, I made a little mistake and now he's making fun of me. Whoa, whoa, beep, 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 back the truck up. Who started making fun of somebody for a simple mistake first? Matter of fact, you were making fun of me when you made your mistake, so I don't even want to hear that little crapola. Jane said, I made puppy chow yesterday. Yum. We used to have something Mama made. We called it dog food. It was some type of a sausage. I don't know if that's what you're talking about or not, but I ain't had that in years. Lotus said, I had a few Dove dark chocolates yesterday. Oh, that would be good. Maria said, I wrote Randy as a liar, not liar. That's right. And all I did is I spelled evil with 2 E's instead of I. I just hit the wrong thing. So it's a simple mistake, remember? Ferry says, will you sing Frank Vola's song, Who Lives You? Who's Gonna Love You? I don't know it. Beth said, check your messages, Randy. No, you didn't. See if it. Oh me. Let's see. Jane said puppy chow is Chex with peanut butter and chocolate covered with toasted. But no, I know what that is. I didn't realize that's what you call puppy chow. I love that. I haven't had that in a long time. Let's see. Hollywood said snacks are life. Lotus says all I've had is 2 McChickens. Jacob said I'd be careful with Taco Bell. It had a bad bugs going around making people sick at Taco Bell and everywhere. Let's hope I don't get that. I don't like being sick. Let us know. I want some. Jane, yeah, I'll take some of that. Marissa, have you ever thought about buying a stand lighting? Have you ever thought about buying a stand lighting? You mean for like a videos? If you're talking about that, Madison bought me one. I've got it. I've never used it. I don't know how to use it. Lotus said, I haven't had puppy chow in a minute. Jane said, Jacob, I read something about bad stomach bug in fruits and veggies. Yeah, those fruits and veggies, they'll kill you. You can't eat that stuff. Like tomatoes, that stuff will kill you. Jane said, OMG. Lotus said she made him Bob Ross. Jacob said, just letting you know, guys know, Jane. Brenda said, put it very close to the camera. I hope I did it. Let's see. Carlos said, it's okay. I got nothing but love for you, brother. Lotus said, paint me a happy little burnout. I need to change some tires around so I can, I'm about due for a good old burnout. Maria said, Afro Randy. Yeah, there you go. Jacob's laughing. Jane said, right. Jacob, I wasn't sure if you saw that. Stupid Stop Motion says, hi. Have you ever considered wearing a toupee? I considered about negative 3 seconds, and I would never. I don't want to say I would never, but I have no intentions on wearing a damn toupee. I've got hair. I just choose to shave it off. Mike said, Lotus, that's hilarious. I never thought of that. Maria said, even for the lives, tomatoes don't kill anyone. Now I see it. Good job, Beth. 10 and 25. And Maria says, I made a mistake. Tomatoes is the death of all people. Please don't eat them. They will kill you. Jane said, Maria, you are talking about a lamp for lighting because it's bright in there. Lotus said, Carlo, check your emails, see what I'm working on. Rumple's laughing. Hello, Rumple. Lotus said, hey, Rumple. Jane said, hey, Rumple. Rumple said, Lotus. Hello. Carlos said, Lotus, I got nothing but love for you, bro. Rumple said, hello, Jane, and hello, Pops. Hello, Rumple. Carlos said, okay, I'll check now. Rumple said, shop's looking shanky. Big boys, hello. Yeah, I've got to get this mess cleaned up. Like I said, it's going to be I was trying to have a plan I was talking to Randy today, and he let me go through the whole plan and didn't remind me that he's not going to be here next week. So I had really planned out something, and then dang, he broke the news that he wasn't going to be here next week when I got here, and I'm like, damn, that kind of blows everything I had thinking. Jake said, you could give Randy a mohawk. Joking, yeah. Maria said, the lighting should be and only in one place. He should put light in front of him because if we're sensitive to the light, that's okay. I don't know what you're wanting me to do with the light. I mean, yeah, it is bright in here. Randy turned off the light the other night, and it made it easier to read the chat, but we don't have, I mean, I'd have to turn them other lights on. Jane said, swanky. Well, that's a word for it. Rumble said, Argentina in the finals, Spain going to win. Hee-haw, y'all. All right. Rich, I see a lot of people do it in their lives. Now, how is R3? He's frustrated, but he'll be all right. Like I said, Maria, if it's something y'all out, I mean, but now I don't like a bright light shining right in my eyes, so I don't know. I'd have to try it and see if it helped. Mike said, looks like your hair was on the little crooked in the picture. Yeah, a little bit, but hey, I wasn't arguing. It looked cool. Carlos said, Sickney Boat Lotus, good work. Jane said, Lord Mike. Rumble said, do, work do. Mike says, hello, Rumble. Rumble says, who got a boat? I mean, Plush Pop got a boat, but who else Plush? I think they're talking about Lotus is showing his, he's got a conversation going on. He only shows Carlo his boat stuff. Lotus says, hoping to get it in the lake this weekend. Rumble said, Mike, hello. Maria said, if you have stand lighting, try it one time in the lives. I'll have to find it. Like I said, Madison bought me one for doing lives and stuff, but I've never figured out how to use it. But I'll look into it and see if I can figure it out. Jane said, Lotus, supposed to rain this weekend. Lotus said, Rumble, do you have an email or Facebook? I'll send it to you. Rumble said, hey. Rumble said, what did Rumble say? Rumble said, oh, Lotus got a boat too. Nice. said, awesome. Lotus, how fast? Maria said, don't push it. Don't put it too close to your eyes. Maybe on the side. Lotus said, shut up, Jane. Just kidding. Hey, Jane will rain on your parade in a heartbeat. She'll let you know it's supposed to rain. You make plans with doing something on take sunshine. She'll tell you, it's going to rain. Carla said, what's up, Rumple? Jane said, Rumple, I'm plush. I have a boat or two. Lotus said, 70 mph. Jane says, we need rain. Rumble said, Lotus, I stopped using FB. He's giving the email there. I'm not even going to try to say it. Maria says, we need rain. Carlos says, very fast. Lotus. Rumble says, Jane, 2 boats, plus. Yeah, Jane. Lotus said, I send it to you, Randy. I thought that's what just went off. Rumple said, Alexis, where art thou? Me summonings thee. Jane said, by golly, I'll shit in your party, Lotus. Just kidding. Where the hell did Cootie go? Oh, there, look at there. You summoned her, didn't you? Alexis is in here. She said 10. Yeah, that's nice.
I move it, like point it down, and it'll work. But as soon as I move it back, I would all
nice.
out, all the way angled up, no power at all. Angle it down, I get my voltage. But as soon as I move it ever so slight, I drop voltage.
Bad plug.
I move it.
Let me All right, let me catch back up. Sorry. Alexa said 10 and 25. Lotus said sent Rump. Maria said I don't see Christy too. She must have been driving, so she's probably it's best if she keep her hands on the wheels. Don't try to be texting and driving. Maria said if your sister got angry because of the question, just tell her Maria is a bot. Oh, she wouldn't. If you made her angry, you done know. Rumble said, Sue, as in Sue Kai Moon, plus has pronounced as in tennis situation. Tommy, I think I'm leading this to more. Yes. I'll just skip it. Rumble said 11 and 25. James said, Maria Christie is traveling. Maria says, oh, I got fish memory. I forgot. Rumble said Alexa is smiling. Whoop, whoop. Let's see, Maria said apparently only Randy can make his sister mad. Oh, I've been known to, I promise you that. Now I've seen her pretty mad at somebody other than me, but Jacob said boo boo. Alexa said hi and 10 and 28. I'm guessing on the other one. Nope, 27. I'm showing 28, but she's showing 27. I know what's wrong with me. I didn't put this on all chat. I might be missing live chat. I might be missing somebody's chat. If I've missed your chat, I apologize. I didn't have it on live chat for whatever reason. Rumple said, sorry, I'm in high spirits. I sees Mel's body's early celebration. Okie dokie. Don't worry about it. Don't say sorry. We're all good here. Mike said, hi, Alexis. Maria says, we get really mad sometimes on, my brother. I can only imagine. I bet if the wind blows, you get pissed off. I mean, he's looking at me. Rumble says, do. Alex says, yes, 1327. Maria says, when I want anything from outside, I'm too lazy to leave. I always ask him to buy it for me. You said it, not me. Too lazy. Logan, buddy, it's been a while. What's up, Logan? I hope you've been doing well. Maria said, me and my sisters, he has 3 sisters, 4 young. Logan said, Logan's in the chat. The party can start. Whoop, whoop. Alex said, how's your day today? It was rough this morning, but it got better. So I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Jacob said, boo-boo, Rumple. Real says, hello, sir. Hello, Real. Hope you're doing well. Late Night says, how aren't you? I'm doing well. Hope you are. Rumble said, I see Z, me, I, booty equals my birthday. Oh, when is it today? English isn't my 5th language. Is your birthday today, Rumple? Logan said, dodged a bullet yesterday. Uh-oh, what'd you dodge? Maria says, anyone can be too lazy sometimes. Hey, Logan, is that red car for sale? Logan said, what's up, Logan? Maria says, sisters are blessings. He is lucky. Oh, my God. Please quit patting yourself on the back. No, they're not. Not that, oh, my gosh. Rumble said, cowboy, Logan said, I almost had some traumatic weather hit an unusual state. Oh, really? AKA New York. Alexis says, Alexis. Mike says, hi, Logan. Maria says, Christy, come see your brother talks bad about someone who has sisters. Lex said, hi. Carlos says, where art thou, Lotus? Lotus says, in Ohio, Carlo. Rumble said, yes, me. Birthday today, Pop. 16th to me. Well, happy birthday, Rumple. Everybody tell Rumple happy birthday. Alex says 1. Rumple says 11. Carlos says Cleveland Rocks, Ohio. Lex says number 1. And hi. And Lotus says Dayton. Logan said we are under an enhanced strict risk, which is 2 away from the max level. Oh, good luck, buddy. Y'all anchor down there. I hope everything works out for you. Rumble says no. Alexis, no. Alexis, 16. Lotus said Cleveland is 4 hours away. Grass Spot lives there. Grease Spot lives there. Grass Spot. Damn. Rumble said, thanks, Pops. You're welcome, Rumble. Logan says, happy birthday, Rumble. Lex said, yes. Lotus says, we're catering, Academy, but close enough. Rumble said, Logan, thank you. 20 Chevy says, it's been a while, but I'm an EMT now. Awesome. Congratulations, buddy. And I'm not remembering your name. I'm sorry. Maria said, how I wish Randy's mom was in the chat. Maybe she can teach him a lesson or 2 when he makes people angry. I wish Mom was in the chat too. I'd like to speak to her. Logan said, we made it in the end. The storm missed us by a bit. Well, that's good. Logan said, speaking of, where is Adam? I hadn't seen Adam in a while. Anyway, Maria said 28 likes. Jane said, today is your birthday, Rumple. Yep, today's Rumple's birthday. Lotus, anybody heard from Adam in a while? It's been a week or two. Rumple said, Jane, yes. See? Rumple said, happy birthday. Mike said, happy birthday, Rumple. Logan said, my dad retired from working at the hospital. Awesome. I like to hear people retire. Lotus said, happy birthday, Rump. Maria says, happy birthday, Rumple. Carlos said, you should come to Australia and visit me. I'll cook you up an Aussie beef ribeye steak, the best beef in the world. Cool, I'd like to try it. Rumple said, Mike, thank you. And 27, I donated like $14 one night, but I get it. I don't. You have to come in here quite a while for me to remember your name. I'm wanting to say William, but as you see, I moved the stuff around, so all my notes are not where I had them. So I'm not good with names anyway. It takes a while for me to remember everybody's name. Rumble said, Maria, thank you. Logan said, what happened to AJ and Bucky? Well, Bucky died. I don't know about AJ, but Bucky had, I think, something on his heart attack or something, and Bucky passed away. Carlos said, happy birthday, Rumple. Rumple said, Lotus, thank you. Alexis, happy birthday. Maria said, Rumple, how many languages you speak? James said, happy birthday, Rumple. Rumple said, big boys, thank you. Carlos said, Lotus. Mike says, 20C, congratulations on becoming a lifesaver in the heat breaker. Rumble said, Alexis, thank you. Rickardy said, did I hear cake? Yeah, it is Rumple's birthday. He's not sharing any cake right now, but hello, Rickardy. Rumble said, Jane, thank you. Rick says, happy birthday, Rumple. Rumble said, Maria, perfect. About 5 languages, almost perfect. Rickety said, hi, Jane. Carlos said, Pops and Lotus come down under. I'd love to go to Australia. I think it'd be cool. Rumble said, Rickety, thank you. Lotus said, I wish Carlo that would be fun. I wish Carlo that'd be fun, yeah. Alexis said 12, 28. Rumble said 28. Lotus said, I would love to go to Summer Nats once in my life. You and me both, Lotus. I would love to. Jane said, hi, Rickardy. And Jane said, Rickardy, you have fires up there? Alexis said, yes. And misspelled yes. I didn't even realize it. Yes, again. Lotus says, my carry on is a HPI Baja 5T. Rumple said, I didn't get any cake either. I just got my drink and my balcony and some pebbles. Why should the people on the road be happy? Lotus said, you think it will fit in the overhead Carlo? Ricky said, they could be better, but nothing too serious yet. Carlos said, that'd be cool, Lotus. $13 people in here, 29 thumbs up. Mike just sent high five for 100 joules. Thank you, Mike. Lotus said, that's a long flight. How long would it take, Lotus? Can you do it in one flight, or you'd have to board other flights. Do they make one flight to go that far? I have no idea. I've never flown. Jane said people saying smoke in Wisconsin today. Carlos said about 18 hours. Woo! Man, that'd be a trip right there. 18 hours to fly. Dang. James says 16 hours in the air, multiple layovers. Woo! Rumble said down under, getting a breaky Mackie with chef and a servo while listening to. Yeah, that would be fun. Lotus said, wow, 22 hours from Dayton International Brisbane. Man. Brenda said, what do you think? Is it the light that you're talking about? I can't really, but I do see a difference. If that's a band name or something, Jane, I have no idea what that is. Rudy said only a day away. Maria said it's much difference. Alexa said hi. Carlos said lol Rumple. Rumple says oh, don't read my message. That's Aussie slang. Thank God, because it definitely got me gone. Alexa said 11. Rumple said Jane, big boys will know it's Aussie for ACDC. Now I know ACDC. Now Maria said, yep, the lighting is different. I asked ChatGPT to change the lighting. Okay, now I know. I did notice that. Lotus said, I'll bring some snow, Carlo. Mike said, I can't imagine being stuck in a plane for 15 hours. The 3-hour trip to Vegas was bad enough. I've never been on a plane like that, so I don't know what it would be. I think I would like to have a window seat just to see what I could see out, but I'd like to fly one time. Carlos said ACDC. Jane said, okay, Rumple, we can ignore you, LOL. I thought it was ACDC, B. Carlos said, thanks, Lotus. Jane said, it's 6 hours in the air when I see sister in California. I hate it. I bet so. That would be a hell of a trip. Brenda said, I was thinking yesterday, how was my English when I first come to visit lives? I was writing really slow, asking a lot of time, not like right now. Nah, you're doing a lot better now. I'm proud of you. Carlos said, fly with quarters. I don't know what that is either. Lotus said, that's a nap, Jane. Rumble said, I've never been on a plane, once on a helicopter. I was in what I call a canoe with wings. Mom paid for us to go over to, we went over the water, the beach, out there in the ocean, come back and went over land. And I looked at that guy and I said, where's the parachutes? And I know you got to be a lot higher. I'm not stupid. He said, we don't have to have them here. I said, well, if you don't mind, keep my ass over the water. And he said, why is that? I said, because I know I can swim. I can't bounce off them damn trees. And I know before everybody says, when you hit water like that, it's just like hitting a brick wall. It's still better than hitting them damn trees. Mike said, if you get a window seat by the wing, you can see the wings wobble as it flies through. Plus a lot of confidence in you. Yeah, if I see the plane wings start moving, I'm liable to poop a little bit. Jane said, you need window seat to learn lean head against side of plane to sleep. Yeah. Parker says, yo, hello, Parker. More move everything around, I see. Yeah, we're going to try to finish try to finish The Office. Like I said, if I would have realized Randy was going to be gone, I probably wouldn't have changed it. But I was really wanting to open that little room up, so I kind of got ahead of myself. Rest of the lives definitely changed my English for sure in writing and talking, because I'm talking with people who speak the language. I want to learn for 1 or 2 hours a day. Well, we're glad to have you in here, but we're glad you're learning from us rednecks. Rumble said, I heard if you pay extra, they'll let you fly the plane halfway. I think he did let go and let my sister, because she got the front seat. I didn't like that, but she got the front seat, and she was able to fly it a little bit. But I wasn't. I barely remember it, but I do remember I didn't like it too much. So I would like to go up in a big one to see what the difference is. Lotus says, we need Concorde flights take half the time. Brenda said, if they ask me who teach you English, I'll tell them Randy, who write the evil with an E. Oh, just let it go. Let it go. Rumble said, just take over the controls over the city because bumpy ride, lots of speed bumps. Yeah. Lotus said, Airbus, a 320 wingtip bend by design. Yeah, I've heard they do. Riggerty said, first experience in a flight was in a glider over the Okanagan Lake. I don't know what that, I'm not 100% sure I messed that word up. Christy did ask me that day. She sent me something about kind of like a little, it's not a glider, but it's got an engine on it. And they do it right here. It's not far. She said, let's go do it. I said, hell no. Carlos says, Concorde was a disaster. Lotus, one of the most dangerous aircraft in the world. Rumble said, Lotus, oh, they are working on it. The new Concorde prototype is in test phase. Maria said, go, sister. Jane said, I've seen plenty of wings wobble. Rumple said, they even unveiled a new magnet-less motor yesterday. Technology is wonderful. Yeah. Lotus said, not really dangerous, just very costly to operate. They were MAGA fuel hogs. There weren't very many Concorde crashes. James and Maria, are you bullying Pops for the way he spells? Yes. Yes, Jane. Get on to her. She's bullying me. Maria says, I always bully him. I don't know why. I just like it bullying him. I feel bullied. Don't look at me like that. Don't type that message that way where I read it. Carlos said, one crash is more than enough. LOL Lotus. Maria says, do whatever your sister wants. She knows the good for you. Rumble said they had to pre-map out route over unpopulated areas because of sonic boom. Lotus, I hate to tell you this, but they are all unsafe. Yes, it's not like you can just pull over on the side of the grass if you have a problem. You got problems. You're coming down. You're going to be right straight at the crash scene. Jane said, I love to go to Australia and India, but I don't want to travel there. I want to twitch my nose and be there. There you go. Lotus said, flight travel is way more dangerous than they let on. Oh, yeah. Riggedy laughed. Rumple said, Jane, you need a genie? I need one too. Yes, I dream of genie. Maria said, this 57 claims that a 19 kid bullied him and hurt his feelings. She bullied me. Mike said, yep, you'll be the first one at the crash scene. Lotus said, well, the Honda Jets are pretty safe. Rumble said, I dream of genie. That's right. Miss, I like how they bully in the American movies. Riggedy said, Jane, you are bewitched. Maria said, What's up, nerd? Jerk. Carlos said, fly Quasi, whatever it is, safest airline in the world, never had a crash. Lex says, hi, 1131, car. Rumble said, she was pretty. I dream of Jeannie Gal, Elizabeth something. Guy was good looking too. Jane said, I am Rick. Jane said, I am Rickety instead of bewitched. I'm bewitched. Rumble said, Jane, laughing. Rickety said, he got his tongue sticking out at you. Lotus says, how much do they cost? How much is that dog in the window? Jigsaw said, hey, buddy, hope you're doing good. Stay protected. And if no one's said it to you last time, buddy, you are important. Men's mental health matters. Stay safe and healthy, brother. Keep it going. Thank you, Jigsaw. I appreciate it. Right back at you. Thank you very much. Jane said, Montgomery, Rumple. Maria said, car equals Randy, cat equals dog, dog equals stupid. See, I told y'all Maria's got it figured out. It's always negativity on my part. Huh. Wow. Maria said it's called Alexis Code. Carlos said, very pricey, Lotus. Rumble said, yes, Jane. Rick said, I thought I'd say hello. Enjoy the evening, good people. Thank you, Rickardy, for popping in. I do appreciate it. You have a good evening. Maria's laughing. Jane! Maria's laughing at me. Jane said her husband was Darren, but I don't know the real name. Rumble said, we need to pull a Dan Cooper to pay for the Aussie trip. Yeah. Maria said, positive vibes only. Yeah, I wish. She's touching me. She's being mean to me. Jane said, take care, Rickardy. Maria said, Jane, isn't your mama? She's our YouTube mama. Letter said, 1,500 from San Fran to Brisbane, 400 to get from Dayton to San Fran. Jane said, Lord, moo, he's touching me. Letter said, basically 2,000 to get to Aussie. Rumble said, Larry Hagen, that was the male lead. Mike said, Jane, one of the actors was named Dick Sargent. 10 people in here, 32 thumbs up. Jane said, oh yeah, Rumble. Maria said, Lowell, how I imagine you to act like this when you were young with Christy. No, there wasn't much of that. Mom and Daddy would bust our ass. There wasn't much of that. Jane said, who is Dan Cooper? I have no idea. Rumble said, she was my second love after Princess Peach from Super Mario. Maria said, Mom, my sister is bullying me. No, we didn't have much bullying shit back then. It happened, but we didn't go say much about it. Jane said, I was kind of a strict mom, too. Maria said, Princess Peach. I think there for about a year or two, I got my ass beat every night, whether I needed it to or not. I know when we were, Daddy would always tell us it didn't matter if it was 9 o'clock in the morning. If we done something wrong, all right, before you go to bed, you're going to get your ass beat. I'd be trying to go to bed at like 7 o'clock. When Daddy started to whip us, Christy would just go to trying to talk her way out of it, holding on to his leg, and he'd be dragging her to the house with his leg. She never talked him out of it. She'd get so mad at me because he'd tell me to go lay across the bed. That's what I'd do. She'd get him mad again trying to get to the bedroom. She was, no, please don't, Daddy. I'll do better. We always still got our ass beat. Rumble said, Jane. Oh, the guy who jumped off the plane with ransom money after hijacking the plane is a very famous unsolved case. I didn't know the name, but I do remember that story. Jane said, Princess Peach is Maria's love too. Mike said, Maria, back in our day when you were bullied, you punched someone in the nose and that ended all bullying. Yep. As long as you let them pick on you, they would. Jane said, oh, that's right, Rumple. Man, that was years ago before you were born. Rumple said, Jane, yes, that case. Maria said, my parents didn't beat me that much, but I am still mad about it. I don't think any child deserves this. Well, using the word beat is not a good thing. But if you, I think whippings in the correct way is, I'm for it. Now, I'm not for beating with a fist or a stick or something like that. We always got ours with the belt on the ass. They were using a switch when I was real young. We'd have to go get a switch for them and come back. They quit using the switch when they brought blood on my legs one time, and they didn't use the switch no more. They stayed with the belt. But no, I'm not for hitting and kicking and stuff like that. That's kind of child abuse. But when you got whipped the correct way, a lot of kids deserve it. They remembered it. Carlos says, Safa and I go on respite next Monday to a place an hour out of Purdue called South Younger. Look it up. It's on the Murray River. It's beautiful. Awesome. Jane said, I didn't spank. I shut that shit down before it ever got to that point. Mike said, they called it discipline when I was a kid. I know, right? Maria said, Lord, until today, my mom beat my ass if she was really mad, but my dad don't. He said, I'm a big girl to get beat like that since I was 11 or 12. Maria says, cool, Carlo. Well, it gets to that high in age. No, the whippings ain't gonna help. You're 19, you're too, yes, I don't believe in whippings at that age. I'm talking about younger. Jane said, Maria, please tell me you don't get spanked any longer. Rumble said, I got beaten black and blue till early childhood, homeschooled on the way to school. On the way home, Mom was my teacher. 5 of my classmates were parents, were teachers, and 1 principal. Wow. Carlos says, thank you, Maria. Olivia said, I was told Black Betty startup was in order. He did get it to fire up the other day, and believe it or not, he lost the brand new boost pack he bought. He bought it, and he has no idea where he put it. It fired right up. He's got a battery problem right now, but and he's not here, so I have no idea where the well, neither one of us said. We're going to have to get down and search it. Maria said, Lord, no, I don't let her, but sometimes I make her mad. Sometimes I can be a little annoyed. Oh, hell, you don't say. I don't believe you. I just do not believe that you can be annoying. Jane said, at Maria's age, I was married and buying a home. Maria's laughing. Alexa said, yes. Lotus said, what up, Olivia? Randall isn't here, only a few days late. Alexa says, car. Mike says, tell him to go back and watch the video where he laid it, and that's where it'd be. That's what I told him. He was watching the video. I said, watch the rest of it. You'll see where you put it. Jane said, is boost pack under the hood? It's not. I looked. Libby said, I was sleeping. Okay, gosh, you act like I'm a rare sight for nowadays. Well, we ain't seen you in a while. We like to see you. Don't get so hateful. Get it out. Jane said, hi, Olivia. Lex says, 8 and 7. Maria says, yes, I am annoying most of the time. First sign of getting help is admitting you got a problem. Lotus says, you kind of are. Alex says 33. Rumble said 9 and 7. Olivia said, hi, Jane. Olivia says, no, I'm not. Lotus says, you don't even answer a mass mess. See, look at there. Lotus made a mistake. I'm not even going to, say nothing about it. It's a mistake. We're human. Rumble said 33. Maria said, she pinched me, not actually beating me. Lotus said, well, how are you? Olivia said, I'm dropping a nuclear bomb, Lotus. Nuclear. Lotus said, cool. Can I watch? Olivia says, on your forehead, too. Maria said, Lotus made a mistake. Where? He said, mass instead of mess. He even corrected it. Olivia said, you'll get a Tito seat. Lotus said, sweet. That's the best place for an work in the sun tomorrow. Rumble said, well, it's almost 6 a.m. Didn't sleep a blink. I'm off to party more. If you don't hear from me, it was nice knowing y'all. Meet y'all on the other side. See you, Rumble. Be safe. Happy birthday and enjoy yourself today. Rumble said, later, everyone. TC. Jane said, Laurel, front row seat. Libby said, see, I know what's best for my friends. Arms says, I remember Monty's, I don't know all that, I'm sorry. Lotus said, that happens contrary to popular belief. I'm only 99% perfect. That's right, but that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to show Maria, people make mistakes. Even the perfect ones make mistakes. Jane said, take care, Rumble. Stay on the balcony. Don't play with the big dogs today. Rumble said, Jane, laters, take care. Jane said, hi, Amrado, whatever. They talking about gay couple. They got their gay couples together, so congratulations. Another person's coming in here, coming out of the closet. Livy said, you forgot a 0.9%. Lotus. Maria said, even the perfect ones. You mean like Randy and Lotus? Lotus says, you're right, Olivia. See, not perfect. Maria's showing her real face. It's just a Ray. Said I made Mexican food for dinner. Come on over, everyone. I'm on the way. Lotus said, I just catch more hell when I'm wrong. Jane said, Emeraldo is coming out. Keep your socks on, Emeraldo. Emeraldo says, yeah, I'm not reading all that shit. Olivia said, I'm close to perfect. The only thing is my heart's problems. Jane said, hey, Ray. Marina said, Olivia, you're a perfection myself. Itself, not myself, itself. Jane said to Ray, what kind of dog is your white one, and does it have blue eyes? Maria said, I said itself. No, you didn't. You typed itself. I just made a mistake, but I changed it. Olivia said, I'm far from perfect. Mike said, hi, Olivia. Olivia says, hey, Mike, how you doing? Maria said, okay, at least you admit that you made a mistake. I know I made a mistake. I don't claim to be perfect. I do try to learn from them, though. Olivia said, oh, Pop-Pops, how you been? I'm doing good, Olivia. Been a rough couple of days, but they're all behind us, so I'm doing good, and I hope you are. It's just a Ray. Says, Jane, hello and hi. Thank you for coming by my channel and the kind and thoughtful comments. Maria said, make Maria voice too. Make Maria voice too. I don't know if I can make the voice like fingernails on a chalkboard. I don't know if I can make that or not. Alexis said hi. Maria said, I don't speak that way. Olivia said, I can feel that OM doing okay. I've slept most of my time away. Maria said, oh my God, my voice is not annoying like that. Oh. Maria said, Jane, he's bullying me. For sure now. Olivia's laughing. Maria says, I made another mistake. I misspelled me. Hey, Chat GPT, how do you spell me? It's just a race and you should laugh more. You're just awesome and sweet human. Well, thank you, DeRay. I do appreciate it. Jane says, Mom. Maria says, Mom. Maria says, hey, ChatGPT, beat Randy. Olivia says, I think if fair you bully him, he's just a poor old guy. I know, right? I saw a video the other day that says that I'm 2026 poor. But in the 1990s, I'd be rich with the stuff we got. I'd be my kids would really be the rich kids for what we got now. I might be poor now, but then it would have been rich people. So I'm 1990 rich. Man, we still got 30 minutes left and everybody's already quit talking. Maria said, Olivia, how much he pays you to defend him? Not everybody sees like you do, Maria. Olivia said, I'm on meds. I don't feel the violence at the moment. Ten people in here, 33 thumbs up. Jane said, I'm here. I need a root beer. I can't do the root beer. 14 people, 34 thumbs up. Jane said, where is Alexis? She pops in and out. Maria said, what is that on the ground? Now, you're going to have to explain a little bit better than that. Over my right shoulder is a yellow jacket, or you would probably call it green. Over my left shoulder is dog food. Olivia said he also secretly paying me and Black Betty. Lotus said she is weakening attack the demon while we stand a chance. Yeah. Jane said, why can't you do root beer? That's something I've never liked. I've never liked the root beer taste. Even the root beer candy, I don't like it. Maria said, is that your green shirt? I do not, I don't even think I own a green shirt. But if you're talking about that on the floor, that is my yellow high-vis safety jacket in the floor. It fell off the coochie. It fell off the coochie over there on the floor. Mike said, have you swarm off Pepsi? I haven't seen any lately. I haven't had a Pepsi in, I haven't had a whole one in probably, I think I drank one on one of the lives, breakfast lives 2 weeks ago, I believe. But now, every once in a while, I'll take a red Solo cup. Randy bought some 2 liter, and I'll put about that much in it, and I'll drink it. But I haven't drank much Pepsi at all. I've been all on, like right now, I got Taco Bell lemonade, and what's in here right now is just plain water. I've been on water, lemonade, and I did buy some grape juice, Concord grape juice, something like that. Welch's, not Concord, Welch's. And I drank about a glass of it because that's what I was on last time when I got off drinks. It wasn't that good because I'd already got on lemonade and stuff, but I haven't drank many Pepsis. Jane said, you don't do tomatoes, lettuce, broccoli, squash? I do lettuce, but not broccoli and squash and tomatoes, no. Maria said, why you put it on the ground then? Maria, we moved everything around. The couch is full of stuff where we cleaned everything off and it fell. I said the jacket fell off. Randy had something he was looking for and it just dropped off on the floor. Woman, you need to listen. Lotus said, yes, but above your head is Captain Crunch. Yes, there is Captain Crunch back there. I would about be willing to bet the milk's already gone bad, so I can't, I probably can't eat the rest of it until if it ain't gone bad, I'll eat some this weekend, but it's just a race, and okay, you have a nice and good evening, Pop, and I hope everyone in the live stream have a good and great weekend, Wednesday. It's always nice seeing your live stream, Pop. Stay beautiful. Thank you, it's Sister Ray. I do appreciate it, and you have a great day, too. Jane said, take care, DeRay. Olivia said, you need a Pepsi, Pop Pops. You not energetic as we need. That is one thing, but I don't like coming off of them. I did like the energy it kind of give me, but I feel better with not drinking them, to be honest with you. Jane said, too hot for Pepsi. Maria said he doesn't drink Pepsi after he got back from Florida. Leo said, what's your favorite drink? And I'm not talking about milk. Well, it was Pepsi, to be honest with you, but and if you're talking about alcohol, Grey Goose probably, but I don't drink but a shot of it at night. I'm not much of a drinker. Lotus said Arizona watermelon. Jane said he's still drinking sugar, Olivia. Maria said I'm listening. What are you listening for? Am I supposed to say something? You retracted your message. What are you listening? No. Oh, now I know what you're saying. Then you would have heard I done said that it failed. Olivia said clearly not enough. Order him a Pepsi. Mike says, now you got me hungry for Captain Crunch, and I had it in years. I'm going to have to go out and buy some. I need to do all this and have it so y'all buy it through a line so I get credit for it. Lotus, I think he needs a green monster that will pep him up. I don't even think I've ever drank an energy drink. Jane said Captain Crunch is Youngie, dry as a snack too. Yeah. Olivia's thinking. Art says, hey buddy, any best memories you remember with your ex-girlfriend? Jane said, oh my God, we want him pepped up, not dead. Lotus. Olivia said, I can't stand dry cereal. I like to take like Fruit Loops. I like Fruit Loops with milk, but I like to eat it like a snack dry. Don said, how do I get a job at CSX? Go to csx.com and apply. Leo says, if you drink Pepsi, it gives you energy. I generally think you would have a heart attack with the stuff I drink, and my favorite alcohol is Smirnoff. I did like Smirnoff. I have tried a few of those, but I don't drink a lot. So I think the most Smirnoffs I've ever drank is 2. What we were watching a football game one time, but they all right, but I just like to stay with my Grey Goose, and I don't do much drinking at all. Doctor Not So Happy said, Pops, is it true that if my crank shaft splits into 2 pieces, it saves half the fuel on my car? Yep. That way it only runs one half of the engine. They do that now on V8s. You only do, it cracks the shaft right down the middle, and it only runs 4 cylinders sometimes. And then when it gets ready for V8, it welds itself back together and runs the V8. But yeah, they do that all the time. It's good. Lotus said Heineken. I didn't like Heineken either. Livy said no, he needs 2 monsters. Lotus said don't start Pops. The energy drinks are addictive with diminishing returns. That's another reason I don't. Jane said Lowell Not So Happy. Yep, broke camshaft equals half the fuel. Not So Happy is laughing. Olivia said, oh, that's a brand I recognize. Jane said, Not So Happy. Instead of going 60, you'll go 30. Olivia said, I'm ready with my red Solo cup and some lemon pound cake. I got my red Solo cup. Said, 2, man, that's crazy. I drank 1 and a half. How you even drink that much? I was blacked out after drinking mine. Just a regular Smirnoff? A regular beer bottle Smirnoff? I've never been drunk, so I think we're talking about 2 different things. Not So Happy, said Jane, LMAO. Leo said, I love that song, Red Solo Cup. Lotus said, Red Solo Cup, I'll fill you up. Let's have a party. Jane said, and I'll take you twice as long to get there. Olivia said, that's right. Olivia said, you don't get the lemon pound cake reference, huh? I don't drink, so I don't know what it meant. I like lemon pound cake, but I don't know what it means with on drinking. Jane said there's a Smirnoff vodka too. Oh, well, I'm sure we're talking about 2 different things. I was talking about the regular Smirnoff bottles, not the big Smirnoff. Leo says, oh, you were definitely talking about different sizes. I drank them big bottles. Oh, Lord have no. This is too big for the bottle I drank. This is a big bottle. I'm talking about regular. I guess it might be 16 ounces. Olivia said, hey, Frogman. Maria said, are you going to die? Are you going to die in the office orange? No. Am I going to die in the office orange? No. Not So Happy, said Jane, I think about it, gives me twice the time to enjoy the view. That's right. Maria said, paint, not dye. No, I'm not going to paint it. Not orange anyway. Leo said, nah, like 1.5 liters. Oh, no, Lord, no, I wouldn't drink that much. Jane said, paint the office orange, lol. Lotus said, the red solo cup song is Toby Keith. Marissa, I thought you said it one time. I'm not going to say I didn't, but I don't remember saying I was going to paint the, I don't remember saying I was going to paint the office orange. Lotus said, yes, paint the office orange and black. Jane said, true, not so happy. Lotus says, like the boat. I can't wait to get my boat done. Livy said, somebody play Lemon Pound Cake by a Frogman for Pop Pops, please. Maria showing a frowny face. Olivia said, hey, Google. About got me. You about got me. Jane said, lol. I think mine's changed to Gemini, but I still call it Google. I don't know if I'm supposed to call it the other name or not. Don't even know if it would work if I did. Riss is because he's a fish and he cannot stay away from the water too long. Livy says, damn it. Jane said, never heard of the song Lemon Pound Cake. Riss said, that's why he showers twice a day. Christ says, you look like a Como? What's that? What is that? Leo said, I drank more at a parties, but I was on the booger sugar at the time. But when I drank the vodka, I was sober off drugs. I do drink from time to time, though. I hope you're off the booger sugar, and I hope you're doing well. Lives old Jane. It's a funny song. Let me click over here on Christ the Goers, see what kind of channel they trying to build there after the stupid shit they want to. Oh my gosh, no, they absolutely do not even. Christopher Gorman joined May 10th, 2020. Has no subscribers, no video, no content. Just come on here just to say stupid shit on everybody else's channel. Man, I bet you're proud of yourself. Jane said, Leo, glad you're clean. Maria's sleepy. Leo said, no, that was when I was a teenager, Pops. Livy said, well, good. Livy said, it's about the unorthodox raid, and artist made this song because the cop ate his lemon pound cake. Cop ate his lemon pound cake. Okay. Jane said, Christopher is a child, I'm sure. Christopher, you need to come eat. Get out of the basement. You've been there long enough. I'm coming, Mommy. Leo said, Afro Man is great. Mike said, Leo, what is booger sugar? I've never heard that term. Really? Isn't it cocaine? Am I right? Olivia says, a frogman is hilarious. Lotus says, cocaine, Mike. Jane said, Mike, cause we're old. Maria said, when you think teenager years start and when it ends. That's common sense. If you're 12, you're not a teenager. 13 is the first year you're a teenager. 19 is the last year you're a teenager. From 13 to 19, you're a teenager. 12, you're still a youngin'. 20, you're no longer a teenager. That's common sense. You should know that. That's smart. I'm not even about a doctor. Come on now. IRAP says Hillbilly. Hello, Hillbilly. Jane said, damn it, Mike. Libby said, I'm surprised Lotus hasn't jumped on my bandwagon. Maria said, teenage years. Jane said, IRAP. Hi, IRAP. Mike said, okay, I never heard that term in my career ever. Wow. Lotus said, oh, I like a frogman. Leo said, oh, it starts at 13 and ends at 19. Duh. Jay says, duh, Maria. Olivia says, finally. Maria said, okay, I only ask a regular question. Don't get mad. There ain't nobody getting mad. But think about it. I'm just playing. Lotus said, I was going to jump on the bandwagon, but then I got high. Hey, Daryl. Daryl's giving a salute. Hello, Daryl. Hope you're doing well. Maria said, maybe it's different where I live. Do y'all not go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? Do y'all age differently than we do? Leo said, but I feel like from 17 to 18, you're really a teenager. That's when you do most of your teenager stuff. Olivia's laughing. Lotus says, hey, Daryl. Mike says, we call everybody 18 and up keepers, and they got to stay the night in the inn. Maria said, for us here, a 19-year-old isn't a teenager. Well, how do you say 19? Do you not say 19? Or y'all just say 18 and then 1, 9, and 20? Olivia said, I was going to yell at you, but then I got high. Daryl said, Lotus. Jane said, I never heard of Booger Sugar either. Mike, we're old. Lotus said, can't I ask a question about crash bars? You sure can. Jane said, hey, Daryl, you make it home okay? Olivia said, can I ask a question about tiny turbos? Olivia said, Mike. Maria said, oh my God, I never ask any questions again. This time he eats too much Smarties and he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. I'm smart enough to know what 13 through 19 is. Hell, I thought that was common sense. Just playing. Mike says, hey, hi, Daryl. I got to buy a thing of Smarties. You want it? Give me an address. I'll send you a thing of Smarties. It'll help you out. There might be 13 to 19 in here. We can call them for teenagers. Leo said, age is definitely a strange thing in the Middle East. I'm not going to start anything but ye. Dale said, Olivia, Mike. Lotus said, can I ask a question about being taller than 4 foot? Maria said, we don't say 19 in this way. We say it in our language, and 19 doesn't mean teenager. Okay. You may have me there because I don't know how y'all count. I guess 1, 2, probably. Okay. I guess like in Spanish is uno, dos, right? So y'all probably got. I get it. My bad. I retract all my picking around about it because I am thinking about. Y'all probably don't even write it like that anyway. I apologize. I was just picking. But to answer your question, 13 through 19. That's why we call it teens. Hell, y'all might not even call it teenagers. I don't know. Whatever y'all's numbers are, I have no idea. Olivia said, can I ask a question? Never mind. Daryl said, Jane. Jane said, Daryl, you home? Maria said, I just know by you guys that 19 is teenager. I don't know that. again, I keep forgetting that you're learning the language, and I guess we talk words a lot. We don't talk numbers. Maybe I'll talk to Alexis and see if can help you with the number side of the English language, and you'll understand what the teens are. Daryl said yes. Jane said Maria is 13, and Maria is 13, a teenager over there. Olivia's got a box. Leo says, so what age does the teenager years start then, Maria? Maria said, Lol, it's okay. A 13 is a teen for sure. Leo said, Maria, what age does 13 years start? Maria said, yes, we don't say teenager in our language. We say the meaning of teenager. I would say it, but I have no damn idea if you put it in there. So save me from that, I guess. Again, I do get picking and cutting up with you and forget all about the language barrier difference. Y'all's words and stuff being totally different. Maria said the teenage years here start at 11 through 16 or something, but 17. But we see people who is 18 and 19 are pretty old. Leo says 11. Wow. Daryl said, doesn't matter. Under 13 is still a kid. Under 35 is still a kid. We may see a little different there. I will say, I'll say about 25. After 20, well, I've seen some done 20, 26, 27-year-old too. Hell, you might be pretty close, Daryl. I know they don't really start listening to you to after the age of 35. Then you're lucky if they do anyway, if you're at work or whatever. And I have looked at some people that's in their 20s and said, damn youngins, you might be about right on that age, Daryl. Maria said, like, a 18 can start a family normal here. Oh, they can start one normal here too. Leo says, so what age do y'all have to be to get married? Maria said, I see all people who is less than 30 are young. Maria's laughing. Maria said, get married. Don't start with that now. Daryl says, you do really grow up to your 30s and 40s and get there. 50s is all adult. Well, I will have to say, other than some small stuff going on, I like my teenage years, don't get me wrong, the stuff I did and raising my kids when I got on up, stuff like that. But I feel like I'm living my best life now with what we're doing here. I would like for all my kids to be involved, but if I could get away from that damn job, I think I'd be happier, but I feel like I'm living my best life now. Leo said, why? Maria says, you can get married at any age here. Really? Jane said the front part of the brain isn't fully developed until age 26. That's when the reasoning part of the brain is developed. Maria said, but if you want to get married before 18, it's going to be illegal marriage. Well, I think it's before 18 here, you got to have a parent's signature, I think. Maria said lots of kids get married before 18. I know several friends of me, they got married by 17. Well, if they get married, do they go out and start their own, get their own place and stuff? Because listening to you, it's kind of hard for some of y'all to get out and do that. Daryl says, I was married with kids at 17, with a kid at 17. Maria said, but a lot of families realize that letting their daughters get married that young it's going to bring them problems. Jane said some states can get married younger than 18. See, I didn't know that. Leo said, I just looked it up. It's crazy. Maria said, no, they don't have enough money. They get married in their parents' house until they have enough money. So which parents do they go with? Is it the father's parents or the mother's parents? What determines that? Leo says legal marriage age in the Middle East varies widely, ranging from 18 years in university in the countries like Saudi Arabia and Oman to as young as 9 for girls in Iran and Iraq, while the legal standard for 9. Damn, that's pitiful. Leo said both genders is 18. Religious courts is judicial, except often lower than age of minors. Maria said it's always the father's parents. The husband parents pay for everything. Oh, okay. Huh. I guess that makes sense. I've like I said, I keep forgetting. Hell, I forget about everybody here being so many different places. When I say something about sunshine, I think everybody's getting it. Chris said, Lord, Randy, imagine you're the dad and you have to pay for your sons. I keep your ass at home. I told Justin and his girlfriend both the other day, I don't want to be mean or nothing, but y'all don't need to get married. Y'all need to just go get a contract. And y'all don't need to go get married. Just do a contract, be done with it. I think marriage is just a way for the damn government to control you. Leo said that's what Google says. Oh my God, that's just, I'm not going to say what I think it is because I don't want to be mean. Maria said, yep, that's right. Not so happy says I ain't getting married till 32. Maria said marriage sucks. Oh, don't say that. Keep quiet. Hush. Oh, let's see. Leo says, but being allowed to marry a 9-year is sick. I agree with you, Leo. I don't see anybody trying to do that. That is wrong. Maria said, Leo, that's okay. We're all agree with you. I don't think there's any person think that a 9-year-old girl should get married. No. Not so happy said, give me 3 good years. Gives me 3 good years. Jane said, Lord, Maria, how do you know marriage sucks? Maria said, Jane, I see all people I know who are married, they're unhappy. Is everyone you know married unhappy, or is most of them, or a majority of them, or what? Do you know any that are happy? Not so happy said, where the F us marries a 9-year-old is legal. Jason said, with the way the court system is stacked against men, I will never marry a woman that can have children, so I'll stick with my lady who's 30 years older. Well, that's the whole court system's what I was talking about. They have really got it stacked against the male, and I think it's wrong. Leo says, Maria, why do they allow it in Iran? No offense. Alexa said, hi. Maria said, I can see and notice how their lives was before and after. Maria said, not all of them, of course. Jane said, stick to that thought, not so happy. I mean, I'm not married and I'll never be again. Maria said, there's people I know, I think they have perfect marriage. Maria said, Leo, because the religions say so. Olivia said, I'm going to try to take a nap. I'm feeling sleepy. You guys have a good night. See you, Olivia. Thank you for coming in. Alexa said, hi. Maria said, everything religion, tell them they do it without thinking. Lotus said, good night, all.
From your friends here have never done projects. We say thank you for the laughs and fun.
Mike said, good night, everyone. James said, okay, take care. Oh, I'm signing off before I stick my foot in it. I figured it was a good time to go ahead and call it. He said, hey, where's the old song? We still got it.
We'll see you around here. Don't forget tonight.
Bill said to save my whole life, and I have only seen abused marriage. My mom wasn't, though my dad died, but my aunt, uncle, and cousins who were older than me. The members wall, the members wall. $4.99 a month and the world to see. Chris said, put the old song after this ends.
For the whole world to see your name.
If Randy hasn't moved it, I will.
Remember to do something.
In today, you can smile about tomorrow. In today, you can smile about tomorrow. Randy said on the desktop under intro and outro. Leo said, I did fight my uncle over it because he was abusing his wife and started dragging me into it. Bragging to me, I hit him and walked away looking scared. Never saw that man fight a man, only his kids and wife. Maria said 40 likes. Woo! Say goodbye. Flippy! Flippy! Bye, bye. James said, thank you, Leo. And Maria said, goodbye. I sure would like to get one more like so I can finish with 40 because they'll take one away. Somebody hit that like for me, please. Randy said hi. Flippy! Flippy! Y'all have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this. And remember, keep it silly. Thank y'all.